Kajing tay halor kajing kran ulat ka Jylla upagu Johan hakasngi ka baar jong kajing song dorbar jong ki nomi khmat kaying dorbar thau an hakamang tingka lala menyo sngoy kajing pen sngoy jong ki MLE yakimat baper ki ba klampau hakate kajing kran wat la kila ong bakapor ka baki yo ka long ka balingkot Habashim mentah ketika sengi uwe na kinomi khmat ubolong MLA kanongkram constituency na kaseng Voice of the People's Party uba Ardent mela basayo moit ulakran na kababan halor katanat kampo iyeng ka sarkar Jylla ban ong bahag jaka ki seng le ano bat ki kampen trim jong ki menta hapo ka Jylla lami bujri daw drugs ya ka baki pajba kila shakta na ka jingkir jong ki kam khayi bat de drugs bat kham tam e hi jaka ka bajur drugs ya ka baki pajba ki em ha ka jingbam song sngan kumta ngimla ban kam baka Jylla ka don ha ka jing song sngan Sakiwe ki mat ki bola pensngo ki day halor katanat animal husbandry and veterinary, katanat fisheries, but katanat food and civil supply. Habakran halor katanat animal husbandry ulabu kajing kentui ka sarkar, bakan le politics, but kajing sam yaki scheme hakabaya day but ki kun sneng. Halor katanat fisheries ulakran hakabay day bakajing poi ki dok ha im na Assam kaba dunaya ka khandai 4% but halor katanat food and civil supply kadai kajing donjo ukhaw bakle lang mat ka urea kabaw laong hakajing shisha ukhaw khamtam ubaday na ka FCI uday banlong ukhaw uba ajing sngan yaki patba Nalor kata kaway kamat kabolakran kadai halor kajing sinsyar khadar kabakuj lani ka good governance kabol ay nuksa bat ka kubor kabalapan mi daw Shillong Mail hakabaya day bat ka city kabalathot da ka National Highway Authority of India halor kajing bon ki Khyrdop ki ba Pynieng da ki Pulit ya kabaw laong lada ki Pulit ki ba day ban khmi ban yale persa ki kam dawa pisa bat lute pisa ki Pynieng da ki Khyrdop Shaei ka Jylla kan poi bakan wanra ru ikajing hakabaya day ba jing Kiew dor ki marbam
So I am more encouraged when we are reminded about the highest parliamentary decorum, debate and discussion in this House and how we should carry forward this tradition. So I would like to appreciate the government for highlighting its various programs and policies through the address made by the governor, which is the basic tenet of parliamentary democracy in our state, and also the opportunity given to all the members to debate on those policies. So, I am sure that if one would read this address without knowing and seeing the ground reality, one would definitely tend to believe and agree that whatever stated in this address. However, sir, as responsible members of this August House, I feel that we must be able to discern true from false, right from wrong, facts from something which is not factual. Therefore, sir, a debate on every policy is necessary. So I strongly believe that we are not here to outsmart one another, but rather to delve on issues more deeper so that we can finally adopt a policy that is best suited for the people and the state. So I don't expect that we will be given only 8 to 10 minutes time to debate. So sometimes it's very difficult for us to address many issues which we want to address in this August House. So due to the constraint of time, I know that I will not be able to touch on all the issues. So I would like to choose few issues only. So firstly, sir, I would like to talk about the Home Department. I fully agree with the government that we need to secure peace for ensuring prosperity of the citizens. However, sir, we need to understand that peace cannot be measured and derived from the ability of the government to celebrate state festivals successfully without any untoward incidents, or the commitment of the government to engage in dialogue with the HNLC or any other militants outfit. When we talk about peace, we cannot confine to the kind of peace that is derived from the absence of militancy or the maintenance of law and order situation. However, sir, we need to connect peace with safety and security and happiness of the citizens. Sir, I find that militancy is being replaced by the menace of drugs, a feeling of deep sense of insecurity due to lack of economic opportunities, and so the increase in the number of suicide cases in our state is an indicative of the fact that people are increasingly caught with severe depression, which ultimately drove them to suicide. The problem faced by the people due to the increase of drugs-related incidents, lack of economic opportunities, I feel is more serious than the problem of militancy. You will find that in areas where drugs are prevalent, people are filled with full of trauma and gripped with fear psychosis. So theft cases are also increasing rapidly in those areas. So I feel that if the people are still subjected to insecurity and fear, we cannot claim that the state is completely peaceful. Therefore, sir, the government needs to strive harder towards ensuring complete peace and tranquility in the state. So, as far as the memorandum of understanding signed between the two states, I don't want to say much, sir. The statement made by one of the deputy chief ministers in this government is sufficient enough and stands testimony of the fact that not everyone in this government was satisfied with the decision of the government. So, secondly, I would like to talk about the animal husbandry department. So, I am very happy to see that the government is investing heavily in animal husbandry and veterinary department to create rural livelihoods, which I feel is a move in the right direction. However, my concern is about the manner in which the scheme will be implemented. I hope that it will not face the same fate when the government distributed piglets to the farmers, which was a total failure. I also hope that it will reach to the right and deserving beneficiaries. So, I would also like to know in what way the government conditioned the criteria in order to avail the scheme. I would also like to mention here that the launching of the scheme should not in any way turn into a political platform where parties in power misuse its democratic power to allow its partymen to organize and dominate the event. We should keep in mind that we are duly elected by the people. Therefore, it would be unbecoming on the part of the government to prevent the local representative to be part in the implementation of the scheme. So, I would also like to bring to the notice of the government that farmers are facing an extreme difficulty due to exorbitant rate of feed. The government will have to intervene into this matter immediately and seriously. Otherwise, it might have a huge impact on the effectiveness of the scheme. So, coming to the fisheries department, the governor mentioned that the fish production increased by 1,139 metric tons. However, sir, the question that arises is that how the department arrived at this figure. How the government arrived at this figure, and this comes from the fish farmers of the state, when more than 90% of the fresh fishes are still coming from Assam. And even the so-called fresh fishes that are being supplied by the main fresh fishes suppliers in the state are coming from Assam. They are being stocked in some location in Ribhoi district and are commonly known as Khyrdop, just to delude the consumers. So a lot of pertinent questions arises from the farming community about the fishery department and their doubt on the claim of the government on as far as the fish production is concerned. So these fish farmers, they raise many pertinent issues, as I've said. For example, they want to know what is the current fish production per 1,000 square meter. What is the average growth rate of fishes in Meghalaya? Why is the farmer in Meghalaya never get an average sizes of fishes? Is there any model pond where fish farming is practiced intensively? So they also told that the Meghalaya Fisheries Training and Research Institute, Maupon, trained the beneficiaries about scientific farming of fishes, both composite fish farming and integrated farming. But why was not the department not distribute the fish seeds to be stocked scientifically? How can we expect good production and total utilization of the pond? So I was also told that there is one particular fish, namely Cyprinus carpio, commonly known as common carp, which is the easiest carp to breed, and it is the most suitable species to breed in Meghalaya. I was told that even this kind of breed, the department cannot supply and provide to the fish farmers. So these are the questions which I feel that the government needs to dwell in order to ensure that the fish production in the state is not only sufficient for the consumption within the state, but we must be able also to export outside the state. So another issue that I would like to raise here is about the Food and Civil Supply Department. I want to raise a very specific issue in this department, and that is about the quality of rice, whether the rice in the FCI is fortified or not, whether the rice is fit for human consumption. So, not long ago, it was reported that urea was found in the rice supplied by the Fair Price shop. On my personal investigation, sir, it has come to light that rice which come from the place of origin are subjected to undergo for sampling en route more than once. Another serious concern is that there are hand-stitched bags of rice which are filled by rice collected from a spillover, and these bags are forced upon the wholesaler to lift from the FCI and distribute to the people. As a result of a complaint by the wholesaler, the authority was forced to conduct a test for this type of rice, and the result of the report was negative and found to be not fit for human consumption, as it contains pesticides. Therefore, sir, in this connection, I would strongly urge upon the government to seriously look into the matter and ensure that the rice that is lifted from FCI should be fit for human consumption at any given time. So, I would also like to speak about the failure of the government to reflect in this address the issue of price rise, as had been mentioned by the leader of the opposition, good and clean governance. Nothing is found in this address about the desire of the government to ensure for a good and clean governance. So when we talk about price rise, in the last session, I had questioned the government whether extortion is one of the factors or not that lead to price rise. So I don't know why the government is fighting shy as far as the good and clean governance is concerned. So just yesterday I saw a news report that according to the NHAI authority, they found that most of the toll gates along the national highway are being run by the police. So if the police department, which is supposed to deal with extortion seriously, is the reason for extortion in the state, then where are we heading as the state? So I feel that we should accept the fact that it is a universal fact that good and clean governance is the driving force for any government if we are to achieve the goals and the targets as the government. So I would also like to mention about cleanliness, which I don't find a mention here in this August House. So it is very
I would like to
sad.
request the honourable member to kindly shorten up the speech as we've already crossed 14 minutes.
Can I continue another 2-3 minutes?
Please shorten the speech.
Okay. So this is going to be the last point. So it is very sad to look at our state as far as the cleanliness is concerned. I would like to remind what Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said when he visited Shillong in 1948. He was conquered by the natural scenery of Shillong. And on the 2nd of January 1948, in the course of his speech, he said at a public meeting that, I quote, "Yours is a land for gods to live in. Its air, its natural scenery, its pure atmosphere, its sweet waters would attract even gods," unquote. But when we look at the present condition of the state as far as cleanliness is concerned, we have seen that everywhere there is a dumping of waste. People are littering on the street, on both sides of the street. So I feel that the government should seriously look into this matter and restore the pride and glory of Meghalaya by ensuring that cleanliness should be imparted in the mind of each and every citizen so that the people of the state will work together, will cooperate with the government in order to restore back the glory of Meghalaya. So since I don't have much time to say, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on these issues.